talk about the start of the semester. The start of the semester was basically, not basically where everything started, because orientation was really like the kind of start of it, but the orientation is basically where it led up to everything that transpired, I guess you could say. The start of the semester was very iffy, because again, I'm in a new environment. I've never been to college before, and obviously I'm gonna learn to gain responsibility and keep accountability for myself, which it's not like I don't already do that at home. If I was to ask anybody back home, am I responsible? Do I take accountability for myself? Do I make mistakes a lot? Like, they would give me a valid answer and be like, of course, you're human. Like, you always make mistakes. And you take accountability for yourself. You're responsible. You have a level head. Even if I was to ask adults and not even just my friends, they would definitely tell me the same thing. So I would just be like, okay. Honestly, the start of semester, I wouldn't say the start of the semester didn't seem that way. It just didn't give that everybody else in my circle or certain people around me knew that, or knew the responsibilities that come with being at college. It didn't give that, if I'm being honest. So welcome week was very odd. It was very odd because in general, welcome week didn't feel as organized as it should have in terms of like what everybody was doing, where to go, and the details that we needed specifically about it. The dorm I was at, I was in Crossroads. So Crossroads is like one of the main dorms that freshmen get put in. It's between Crossroads, Central, or Farside. I got put in Crossroads because it's more of like the suite style ones, I guess you could say. Like most of the buildings are suite style, but they're mostly like the main freshman dorms, so everybody gets put there. So my room was facing like towards like the Great Lawn. The Great Lawn is basically like an area where everybody gets to hang out or do whatever. Like, it's just a big ass piece of grass. Like, it's just a large grass area. Like, just imagine a backyard that's probably like the size of a mansion. Like, I don't know how to describe it to you, but with just a tree in the middle. Like, that's really what it is, and nothing special about it, I guess. In general, welcome week just didn't feel as organized because it felt like I was at a little kid's birthday party. They honestly just had little kid activities where it was just like bouncy houses and stuff, and like tie-dye. And don't get me wrong, the tie-dye event is what I wanted to do, but it's just too many people. Like, they just had little kid events, and it's just like, don't get me wrong, like, tap into your inner child. But to an extent, like, even a lot of the freshmen didn't really participate in welcome week. And I say that because of my friend group. At the time, like, we didn't participate in it. We didn't wake up early to get up for it. I tried to get up for like 3 events, and it honestly just didn't work out. So I was just like, let me leave it alone. Let me go today, and that's that. The one event that did impact the rest of my situation in terms of like how the semester was going to start was the ice cream social. The ice cream social basically started it off. Obviously, I'm already in the process of like me moving in. I met my roommates, and my main roommate that I did sleep right next to in the same room. Obviously, like, we go to the ice cream social, we meet everybody else. I introduced like some of my orientation friends, introduced them to like my roommates or whatever, my suite mates, and it just got weird. I say that only because my ex-roommate got too friendly with one of them. I'm gonna say 2 of them only because of the gender, and 2 of them were male and the other 2 were female. I didn't find the other 2 at the ice cream social. She just got too friendly with 2 of the male friends, but specifically one of them. I'm not going to say which one it was, but for those of you that know the tea, y'all know the tea, and that tea is coming soon. What's up, y'all? I wanted to elaborate on what I was seeing in the video, because me editing it just sounds like I'm jealous of the fact that I introduced my friends to her, and I don't want that to be the case. I don't want that to be the perception, because that was never the perception. The real tea is that I had introduced her to the guys or whatever, right? Like the bros. We're just gonna call them the bros. We introduced them to the bros. She had verbally expressed to me saying something about them being attractive, and I was like, okay, you know, like, you just met them, so like, give it a chance, you know, like, let's cool it down a little bit. But, you know, like, she never met like the other 2 females, so I thought like she was getting comfortable. I thought she was getting way too comfortable for a first moment glance. Like, you know, it's just like, I be peeping shit, and with this interaction that she did have with the friends that I had, it led into something else, which story time coming about that, but I just wanted to make that clear. I'm not trying to like state it as if like I'm jealous or anything. That really wasn't the case. It was just that she just got way too comfortable so quick, and I was just like, I preed it. I'm gonna talk about like the classes in general and how being at a liberal arts school with those classes. Don't get me wrong, I am one of those people that are going to be majoring in arts. Of course, the arts don't get supported as much as they do in certain universities because people feel like it's very unnecessary in society. But one thing about a liberal arts school, they take it very seriously. They take the arts more seriously than they do the actual academics. And that's been proven with just the classes that I have taken, and it has been proven with other people that do major in non-performing arts classes. For the start of the semester, I had 16 credits and 4 classes and 4 credits for each. I had college writing, freshman communications, intro to statistics, and then I had intro to human anatomy and physiology. All of those I've never taken before. I've taken college writing, but not at a purchase level, I guess you could say. Not at a real college level way. For the first week that I had all my classes, I went to each class, I read the syllabus, and the teachers explained what each of them were going to be and how they were going to be displayed throughout like the curriculum. And I dropped one of my first classes. And I was very disappointed at the fact that I had to drop my first class because it was really stupid. The class was really stupid and the curriculum was dumb. And I didn't want to be stuck in a class where I'm basically failing because I'm not interested in the curriculum. Because I don't fail my classes. I really don't. I try to at least strive with all my classes and I take my academics very seriously. But college writing shouldn't be one of those classes where you feel like the curriculum is stupid, knowing for a fact that it's college writing. Like, you're basically writing about your life and any other specific aspects the teacher expects you to write about. This class didn't really seem like that. The college writing class, I don't know what it was called or who the teacher was, but I had this teacher where she explained that we needed to order a book off of Amazon, and the book, I think it was called La Terra, which I think translates to tarot cards. It was basically about this, it was a book about this girl who plays a card game, and she's basically using tarot cards for the card game. And she wanted us to write our lives about the cards. Like, she wanted us to write our lives based off of tarot cards, and I wasn't doing that. I don't play about stuff like that. So that just wasn't me. Call me scared if y'all want to. I just don't play about my life in terms of like stuff like that. Because if I wanted to see a psychic or a medium, I would have went there. But I haven't done that yet. So why would I sit up here and go to class to pick up an actual tarot card and be like, oh, you have, I don't even know like I don't even know actual tarot cards. But if I was to sit up here and just name a random card, it would be like, oh, you have the 8 of spades. Like, no, why would I do that? Like, that's just stupid. Like, that's a waste of time, and that's also a waste of money. So I just want to take a class to actually advance my brain and care about my learning. That just didn't give I'm ready to learn. Overall, personally, I do feel like when I was at Purchase, like, I did find a balance with just between going to classes. Besides that one class, I think I was good the rest of the time. Like, overall, I did find like a balance between like going to classes, going to certain clubs and activities, and then going to parties and stuff. Like, I didn't find any difficulty with it, only because I already practiced those habits in high school. So that habits that you practice already is always gonna follow you. So I felt like I did good with most of them until like certain problems did arise when it came to my living situation. Honestly, I did manage it until things went left, and I say specifically because of my ex-roommate. I'm gonna state it this way because this is really how it went, that my ex-roommate made me fail one of my tests for a specific class, and she defamated my character and lied about me and lied about my actions. So I said it how I said it, and I won't rephrase it another way. Next, based off of like people's opinion on how purchase was for classes, I've heard from a lot of other people that purchase just gave a lot of dumb classes to certain people, and it just didn't really add up when it came to like their major or like credits that they wanted. But again, college just gives you whatever classes just for the credits of it, because you need like 120 to graduate or whatever, but who knows. Next is the dining. Dining wasn't too bad, but I do have something to say about some of it. So my personal meal plan was like 10 meals each week. It gets replenished every Wednesday, but the biggest meal plan was at least like 19 meals a week, and it gets replenished the same day, which is every Wednesday. So D-Hall wasn't too bad most of the days, but there were some things about it that was very iffy. Like the fruit, first week of college, I was going towards the fruit every time. I don't care. Like, I like eating fruit. I like pineapples. I like strawberries. I like all that. So it's just like, if I see fruit, I'm gonna go towards it every time. Unless there's other food that's also there that makes me like be a little bit intrigued. But after the first week of everybody being there was fruit flies like all around that fruit, and I was just like, damn, that made me so disappointed, because it's like I wanted to get fruit every single time, but I couldn't, because there were fruit flies every single time. And it's like they didn't cover the fruit, they just left everything out, same way how they would the food. So it was just like very disappointing. And on top of that, the same way how they left the food out, they also left the desserts out too. If y'all know me, I have a big ass sweet tooth. Y'all know me, I have a big sweet tooth. So, the like the cookies, the cakes, the whatever stuff that was at Dior, it would always be stale as hell. And it's just like, why? Why y'all gotta do that to me? Plus, anytime I want an ice cream, again, sweet tooth, the ice cream wouldn't always be frozen. Like there would be like the little ice cream cups. I would have to like take it from the freezer in Dior, and I understand like the amount of ice cream that y'all have in there, but there's no way that all of it is not frozen. And it's like I'm going to Dior by like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and mind you, everything is already there from like 10 in the morning, from when they serve breakfast time. So I'm taking like the ice creams and putting it in my freezer, like my micro fridge, and it's still not frozen. I'm just like, what is going on? It just didn't add up. The hub needs more options, and I say that from my personal experience. It just needs more options. Like I understand that there's like a portion of the hub where there's like, obviously, like there's the deli, there's the burger spot, and then there's also the pizza thing or whatever. I feel like they just need another option. Like I understand that there's like a portion of the hub where it's like they change it every week, but I feel like changing it every week is not enough. I feel like I just need to expand the options there. But you know, then again, that's just a little opinion for me. I don't really care too much about it, because again, like I'm gone. So, but when I was there, it wasn't too bad. Like I would usually just go to the burger spot or go to the pizza spot. I didn't really care too much for the deli until later on. But when I did go to the deli, they was being very stingy on the condiments. And I say that because ketchup, mustard, and barbecue sauce and mayo is not gonna cut it for me. That's not gonna cut it for me when I have burritos or sandwiches or anything like that. Like I would usually order burritos or chicken wraps, and it's like I would either want chipotle mayo or sour cream. They wasn't giving that up. And the reasons to why they weren't giving that up is because of COVID reasons. It's 2024, but at the time, it's 2023. Can't say COVID is behind us, but you could technically say that because it's a public area, everybody's here, everybody could be coughing and sneezing and be all up on you now the same way it was back then. So I don't think a small container of sour cream is gonna kill anybody. Next is the financial aspect of how everything went for me. So when I got accepted to purchase, I didn't get no scholarship at all. Like I wasn't too shocked because it's a Suny school. Like most Suny schools don't really give you that much in grants or scholarships, but they offer you something. Like some of the Suny schools that I applied for, they gave me scholarships. Some of them that I applied for didn't. So, email was given to me on January 19th of this year about a payment agreement for a debt. And I say a debt because this is the way that they phrased it. And they're talking about the loans that I took out for purchase in terms of my first year. I took out a $10,000 loan for the first year overall, as in the first semester and the second semester, which means that for each semester it's at least a $5,000 split. But because I didn't finish the first semester, they already took that loan and they're gonna use that money for whatever purpose. The spring semester, I didn't end up getting back that money until probably around the same day that they gave me the email saying that I have a debt. But in terms of the email, they said I have to pay a balance for unfinished semester. I was like, okay, I know for a fact that if I do leave school, I'm gonna have to end up paying whatever amount because of the classes that I took, even though I didn't finish the rest of the semester. They said I had to pay an unfinished balance of $2,017, which honestly I feel like is very unfair for me to have to pay back 2,000, even though 2,000 is not as much compared to 5,000. It just still didn't feel fair because I honestly feel like due to the emotional stress and trauma that I had went through, I shouldn't need to pay shit back. Because it's like, realistically, if I wanted to, I could sue the school for emotional distress and harassment for the experience that I went through with my ex-roommate, for, we're gonna get into the details, but the fake trial that they put me through as if like I had hit this girl or did something to her or said something to her that like, as if like I told her to off herself or something. Like I don't know why they made it seem as if like one and done, you're dead, like you're done for the year, like you're dead, done for the year, you're cut off. Like the way that they made it seem, they made it too dramatic for me, and everybody else made it too pressuring for me. So I didn't like all the trauma. And I hope, God forbid, anybody who goes to the school doesn't have to deal with the same stuff. But even after speaking to certain people, they also dealt with the same situation that I went through. And I'm like, shit. Well, I'm not surprised because the way that they handle certain stuff when it comes to living with people and the environment that they're supposed to be in and who you could go to about it, it just doesn't seem okay. It just doesn't seem okay, and I feel like they need to work on that as well. But then again, people are people, and we can't control the world, but you can control how you surround yourself in an environment. And it did take them a while to give me back the loan that I took out for the second semester, because they're always supposed to give that back because I didn't go to the spring semester. I didn't end up finishing the semester, so it is what it is. So I didn't make it into the next semester, so they're always supposed to give that money back. They're not supposed to use it. They're supposed to give it back in case the next time that I need to borrow a loan. That's just how it works. And on top of that, I also have $200 left on Superflex, which is basically dining dollars. Like $200 that I can't get back. And I don't think I can use them anymore, obviously, since I'm not enrolled into school. But again, extra money wasted. The parties. The parties. First party first party of the semester was so hilarious to me because I didn't know what was going on. Like I was in shambles, and I think everybody else was in shambles, and I say a lot of the black people or people of color was in shambles because we didn't know what the fuck we was listening to. We didn't know what the fuck we was watching. We didn't know what the hell was going on or what could have been the situation. I honestly don't know, and I will never know to this day. The first party of the year, and I guess you could say it's part of Welcome Week as well, it was the foam party. The foam party was so many things, and I'm gonna just get into it. There's no way I could describe this verbally. I honestly can't. So for one, the foam party basically consisted that it was supposed to be a huge ass party by the like quad area where it's like the 4 sections of the dorm buildings, like between Central, Crossroads, Far Side. I don't know the other building. I'm gonna assume Fort Awesome. I think it was supposed to be Fort Awesome. I don't know. I don't remember. But it was supposed to be like the quad where it's separating like the 4 buildings. And it's supposed to be a DJ there, and then there's also be foam. So I go downstairs to that area with my friend group. I have my bathing suit on with shorts to look like appropriate, but like also dressed up for the party. I have my hair tied up and everything. And no foam at all at the party. We look by where like there's like a, I guess you could say like a you know, like the little kid pools, like it's basically like that but a little bit bigger, like obviously. And no foam at all. And mind you, we're waiting, like we're by like the DJ area. The DJ is playing the worst music of all time by like the quad area. People were saying that there's better music by like where the foam was supposed to be, but there was no foam, so why would I be over there? Okay, I'm back again, y'all, because for some odd reason, while I'm editing, I did not find the rest of the footage that I filmed. So I'm basically just gonna give y'all a brief summary of what I was saying for the rest of the video and for the party portion, because I don't know what happened. So because there was like no foam, I wasn't going by like where like the blow up thing was. It just didn't make any sense to go over there. And then for the rest of the time, like me and my friends were like by like the crowd and stuff. We were waiting for them to play music, and then they started playing music. We started vibing or whatever. It was cool for like the first 20-30 minutes or whatever, right? Then we go to like the next portion of the party, which was this random white dude rapping. And I don't even know if like he goes to the school. He probably does, but like he was rapping and it was so aggressive and terrible. Like it was honestly like, it was so aggressive and terrible. And I was just like looking around, like I was making faces like, you guys are gonna see it like in the next clip, like I promise you.
Nagasaki, I'm Jeffrey Bama. First name Osama, hope for peace stop like Obama. It's Futurama, spit on graves on the zombie llama. And I'm scared of the future, mama. Need a hike and display my comma. Shakespeare, so proclaim the drama. Never mind, never claim the rhyme. A loose pussy just like Madonna. On a tight one like Miss Rihanna. I stay drunk with a fist of vodka. I get high off beneath the ganja. I get by fresh like Diana. Cookies, cocaine, and marijuana. Based on roots, I get you one better. Dialism from the people matters. The library film over the chatter. You can't baptize the head on the planet.
Not only was it the white boy rapping, the white boy was rapping, and there was also another black girl. There was another black girl rapping, and I thought it was gonna be a little bit better because, you know, like, had a little flavor to the mix, but she did just as bad as him. And I was just like, damn, what is this party? Like, there's no foam, there's no good music. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? After that party, like, there was like a bunch of upperclassmen who were just like sitting up here telling me, it's just like, you got to be mindful of which parties you go to for purchase, because they're not like the biggest for Greek parties, but there's just parties where you have to know where the vibe is at. And don't get me wrong, like, I've been to a few of purchase parties where it was like, I feel like I had a valid time. Like, the music wasn't like top tier, but I feel like I had a good time. Even when like some of my friends would like throw their own personal parties, like, it was cool. I was chilling. But the one thing I will say about being at purchase and having those parties, like, they need better DJs. They need better DJs because it's like, you need to appeal to the masses. And when I say appeal to the masses, you need to play music that everybody is going to like, not just your own personal favorites or your own personal music. It's like, you need to know what's up. You need to know what's popular right now. You need to discover different genres. Like, I feel like one thing that Purchase definitely lacked on for sure, and I feel like a lot of people who will watch this video will agree, they do not play no type of Afro beats for their life. And it's just like, me, I'm a big person for Afrobeat. Like, I love Afrobeat and soca. Like, that is my number one thing. But if you not sitting up here, like, you want to play some reggae songs, and it's like, okay, you go play some reggae songs, but it's like, you only playing one or two that damn near everybody knows. Like, even the white people know them. So why am I gonna sit up here and be at a party where it's like you're DJing just for the popularity of it? You're not DJing for, like, the vibe. And that sucks. All right. So I know that was a lot. And I gave y'all a good amount of information from my experience. But don't take it lightly. If you guys do go to college, make sure y'all stay on top of y'all schoolwork. And don't fool around. Don't start messing with boys. Don't start messing with girls. And get sidetracked off of certain stuff. Like, make sure you do what you gotta do so you could get the fuck out. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you turn on your post notifications as well, because I know I'm not as consistent with my videos, but I'm trying to be once I have a little bit more free time. I don't know when that will be, but I'm trying my best. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna see y'all later.